Good morning, students. This is a discussion on the lesson, the fourth unit, first lesson, Rendezvous with Ray. Rendezvous with Ray. The spelling is like this: Rendezvous, but it is pronounced as Rendezvous with Ray. First, let us try to understand the title. What is the meaning of the first word in the title? Rendezvous. Rendezvous is a meeting with Ray. Who is Ray here? R-A-Y Ray? Satyajit Ray, a famous film director from India. You will learn more about him in the lesson as we proceed in the lesson. Let us see how the lesson begins. Yeah, but before getting into the lesson, let us uh, try to understand what type of text it is. It is an essay. Okay, the type of the text is an essay, and let us see the beginning of the lesson. It was a unique friendship that developed between a French Canadian priest and one of the world's greatest film directors, and had a single impact on Bengali films, both academically and practically. So these are the beginning lines of the lesson. Unique friendship that developed between a French Canadian priest. Who is the French Canadian priest? We'll see. He is, of course, Gaston Roberts, and one of the world's greatest film directors. Who is that greatest film director? One of the greatest film directors from India. As we discussed, it is Satyajit Ray. So the friendship between these two people. Who are the two people? One is Gaston Roberts, the other one Satyajit Ray. Okay, these two people had a great friendship, and how it continued. And you know what were the moments that were shared by Gaston Roberts in this particular lesson. That is going to be our discussion. Let's see some more lines from the same paragraph. It was en route to India in 1961 at a stopover in New York that 26-year-old Francis Gaston Roberts was acquainted with the works of Satyajit Ray through the Apu trilogy. Apu trilogy, Trilogy. Trilogy is a series of movies, uh, three movies. So he got to see these three movies. Who saw these movies? Gaston Roberts. Then he understood the greatness of Satyajit Ray, especially his uh, what shall I say? Uh, Greatness as a director and greatness as a thinker, and greatness as what shall I say? Um, a person with a what shall I say, right attitude towards his country or towards his people. Um, yeah, he found the world of Apu so fascinating that he saw all three films in one sitting, and there began his long-standing love affair with the people of India and Bengali cinema and culture, which led to path-breaking work in those fields. In his latest book, Satyajit Ray Essays, 1970 to 2005, a compilation of his essays, as the name suggests, being published by Manohar Publishers, New Delhi. Roberts provides a scholarly original analysis of Ray's works, giving an insight into the greatness of Ray, both as a person and as an artist. So, this is the first paragraph. So, he published, Gaston Roberts published one book called Satyajit Ray Essays, 1970 to 2005. It's a compilation of his essays as the, you know, about Ray as a person and as an artist. Then here, Gaston Roberts also says the Apo trilogy was in fact my first portal to West Bengal and its people. He told Frontline. In his youth, all he knew of Bengal was through uh, Mircea Eliot's La Nuit Bengali. Some of his some of Tagore's poems and a Reader's Digest article on Mother Teresa. So he even read uh, about Mother Teresa also, and uh, and even Tagore's poems also. So he got to know Bengali and Bengali people even. All right, if the harsh image of poverty brought out by the article on the saint of the slums haunted him, Apu's world came as a reassurance. No, Apu, Sarvajaya, Sarbajaya, Sarvajaya is actually the spelling, but it is pronounced as Sarvajaya because Bengalis do not have uh, the sound va as such. Okay, so Sarbajaya, even Harihar did not need my help, but how not to love them. I thought it was fortunate that I would soon be among them, he wrote. So he also read one article, Saint of the Slums, so that it caught his attention, uh, and he tried to understand the poverty of Bengal. Okay. And Roberts does not endorse the accusation of race detractors that the master director made his reputation selling India's poverty to the West. Actually, what race detractors? Detractors are critics. Detractors. Detractors. It is given in the third paragraph, second line. Detractors are critics. Uh, those who criticize Satyajit Ray. They accuse Robert of what you know. Uh, he has got a reputation by selling India's poverty to the West, but it may not be true, according to Gaston Roberts, because he is not trying to sell India's poverty to the West in order to earn money. No, not like that. What struck me most was not the material poverty depicted in the films, but the enormous spiritual poverty of some rich people is much more deplorable than material poverty, he said. So, Robert also says that it is not the material poverty that is uh, striking him, but it is the spiritual poverty that is found among the people, especially the rich people. Uh, Not all, but some of the rich people in India who accuse Rabaj of earning money by selling India's poverty to the West. He does not endorse this accusation. Accusation means blame. ACCU, SATION. Accusation means blame. Who are blaming, Satyajit Ray? Some people from India, right? Uh, According to Gaston Roberts, who are spiritually poor. Materially, they may be rich, but spiritually, they are poor. What they accuse Roberts, you know, that he is selling India's poverty to the West. So he does not endorse it. He does not say it is true. I was here on a quest to know the world and in the process know myself. See, this is something interesting that Robert came to India in order to uh, explore something, but in a way that he found himself. I did not come here to convert. In fact, I am the one who got converted, he said. See, this is uh, also something interesting that he came to India in order to explore something as we discussed. And he says in this particular line, I did not come here to convert. I didn't come to India to convert anybody. Convert here in the sense to any faith or to any kind of, um, what shall I say, uh, thinking. Okay. I mean, he did not want to convert anybody to a kind of faith or a kind of what shall I say, thinking or I mean, here it has got some connotation also, like convert in the sense, convert somebody to some faith, like anything like Christianity or anything related to it, or any kind of, what shall I say, ideology. Okay, not on a mission to convert anybody to any other, what shall I say, uh, ideology or faith, but in fact he got converted. He changed himself. So that is what happened to Robert when he came to India. But it took him 9 years after reaching Calcutta, now Kolkata, and joining St. Xavier's College to muster up the confidence to meet Ray in person. See, when he came to India, he did not go straight to Ray and met him. No, he took 9 years to go to him and talk to him. Why? To muster up the confidence. Muster up, Musterup, muster up. It is given on the second page of the lesson, in the second, first big paragraph. Okay, first big paragraph, right? Or, yeah, second line, right? St. Xavier's College. He went to St. Xavier's College, joined there, right? Although I wanted to meet him right away, I did not want to just go and see him like he was a living museum piece. I wanted to prepare myself, get to know his works more, so that when we met, there could be a worthwhile dialogue. See, he didn't want to meet Ray as if he was a living museum piece. No, he wanted to meet him. Meet Ray uh, as such, that he wanted to have some kind of discussion. How would you have a discussion with somebody when you know a few things that are worth discussing with him, isn't it? So, in order to gather all these things, he took this much of time, say 9 years of time, all right? When they finally met, it was the beginning of a close friendship that lasted 22 years until Ray's death in 1992. So you can imagine that he met Ray in 1970, and the friendship lasted for 22 years when Ray died in 1992. Okay, it was a very quiet friendship. Quiet, quiet means silent, okay, or peaceful. You can understand this way. Friendship that developed over the years. Manikda, as Ray was affectionately called by his friends. Manikda is a name of Ray, another name of Ray, because Manikda, this name, used by his friends very uh, fondly, right? Affectionately, they call him like that. Was a shy person. Ray was a shy person. SHY, shy. Shy means, he is not uh, such a person, who mingles with the people very quickly. No, he takes his own time, as we discussed in our earlier video, that he is a kind of an introvert, right? He is into himself always, right? He does not open up uh, much of the time. He talks to very few people and he has very few friends. Such a person, is Ray, right? Was a shy person and always very discreet about displaying his emotions. Discreet, discreet, discreet is an adjective, comes from the word noun, I mean, its noun form is discretion, discretion, vichakshana in Telugu. Discreet, he is very discreet about what? Displaying his emotions. He does not display his emotions as quickly as you imagine, right? He is reserved, right? Said Roberts. Though to outsiders, Ray's massive stature, physical and intellectual, might have made him come across as cold, aloof, and even intimidating, he was in reality a very simple and unassuming man with a subtle sense of humor. This is very, very important. These lines are very important because quite often came in the examination that he was such a man who was looking to be a shy man, but I mean, to outsiders, he was uh, a cold, aloof, and intimidating man. But in fact, he was with a subtle sense of humor. As you go close to him, you will understand him better. That has got a nice sense of humor, and he talks to people so jovially. Right? It was an unspoken arrangement between the two of them to meet on Sundays at 9 a.m. at Ray's residence on Bishop Lefroy Road, Kolkata. So Gaston Roberts goes to Ray every Sunday at 9 a.m. This was an unspoken meeting arrangement. Okay. They would meet each other at Ray's residence on Bishop Lefroy Road, Kolkata, on Sundays. Okay, every Sunday. Ray would invite Roberts over for private screenings of his latest films and welcomed comments on them. So Ray would invite Robert to his house for private screenings of his films also. He directed films, and before getting them released in theaters, they would have private screenings together so that he could take feedback from Gaston Roberts, how the movie was and all. So for in the play, in the early days of their dialogue, Ray's shyness prevented him from talking about his own films. So, uh, in the beginning of their friendship, he Roberts did not talk much about his films because Ray was a shy person, and he that prevented Roberts from talking about his films, and yeah, he was even shy of receiving compliments, said Roberts. To Roberts, the greatest mark of Ray's appreciation for him was that he often addressed the French speaking priest in Bengali. See, Ray used to call Gaston Roberts as um, French speaking priest in Bengali. French speaking priest in Bengali. Priest is one who does puja in a temple or one who attends to God in a church, right? Priest, yeah, French speaking priest in Bengali. So when Gaston Roberts speaks Bengali, it looks that he was a French man speaking Bengali, right? I mean, this is also very important, please. Okay, make a note of it. I mean, underline it and try to understand the sentence. Ray's appreciation. Actually, this was Ray's appreciation for Gaston Roberts. Okay. Then Ray's screenplay manuscripts were not by themselves, Roberts says, handwritten in Bengali with notes in English for his set designer with sketches here and there, and occasional staff notation of fragments of music. So Roberts says, that uh, Ray's manuscripts are not by themselves because he used to write his script with his own handwriting And he used to have staff notations also, and even sketches somewhere here and there, right? And you know, one day what happened on Sunday morning, Roberts found Ray in a disturbed mood. A few well known personalities of the city had visited him earlier to go through some of his manuscript. You know what a manuscript is? Manuscript. MANUSCRIPT. Manuscript means handwritten script. If you write something on papers, that will be your manuscript. ఓకే, నువ్వు రాసినటువంటి పేపర్లను మాన్యుస్క్రిప్ట్ అంటాం. ఓకే. అండ్ I'm sorry because there was some disturbance. A monkey came this way and I got disturbed. Anyway, uh, yeah, his manuscript